I was going to say Eve.
Eve. It's a fortnight to Chris. No, that's 2 weeks. I don't know what it is. A fortnight, or whatever. I don't know. Well, while people are joining, I got to do
whatever, Russ. Whatever.
Stuff. While people are joining, be sure to go to coopedup.com. That's my website. You can sign up for my email newsletter. I occasionally send stuff out. I sent out a very sweet, according to me, Christmas message the other day. If you're on Instagram, follow me at I'm Cooped Up. And if you are on any platform, find the bell, notification, whatever, so that you can keep up with what is going on. Also, if you, I have started, a lot of you have said that you listen to this after the fact. And so I have started uploading the audio only to all of the major podcast platforms. So any podcast platform that you're on, you can search for Cooped Up, Shit Koopa Says, and you will find me there. And I do it maybe like 30 minutes after we finish here. It's got to process a little bit. And then also, because Kerrie is here, don't forget, she's on Instagram at Food Sparks.
Thanks for the shout out.
You're going to have to change that at some point based on the topic of conversation that's coming up. But anyway, how you doing?
Good. My morning started out, it's kind of like I'm kind of working, but I'm kind of done for the week, you know. So I didn't have any meetings today, so I didn't put on any makeup, and I was just kind of lounging around. And I was like, oh shit, I got to be on with Cooper in an hour. I was like, damn it, because I was sidetracked because my morning started out with my dear little elderly Francesca pissing on my down comforter, which turned into an hour of washing the comforter and the high speed. We have, I live in high rise, and we have one of those big
high capacity
commercial ones downstairs that really spins out the water. So I freaking had to wash that and the duvet cover and then dry it for 3 hours. So couldn't really go anywhere or leave the house. I was like, God
damn it.
Anyway, I just looked over and I was on TikTok and she's all, you know what? Here's a good spot. So just pissed a gallon on my bed. I was like, she's never done that, but I guess, you know, we've reached the time.
I know. Well, one of our dogs is time where he starts peeing on everything. He's lifting his leg on stuff, Benny. So he's not allowed to be out. Like Mason.
Oh, he's marking. That's what he's doing, huh?
I don't know why suddenly. Like why I mean, in the last
it usually means they want something. Well, your dog's younger, so that's what
my thing is. I think it's because we're all home, and he's like, "Fuck y'all. This is my house, not yours. You are not allowed to be home 24/7. I'm gonna start peeing on shit." But that unfortunately means he gets locked up. Hey, Mama. Hey, Eric. Hi, Luke.
Super smile.
Yeah, good to see all of y'all. So my day, allergies are murdering me. So there's this cold front flowing in, right?
Oh my God, the wind last night was ridiculous.
Crazy. Well, and Nina and her husband Peter, that's Todd's sister, and her husband Peter, they flew their small plane in last night and landed at 3:00 in the morning, and it was supposedly like this down at at Redbird.
So they were late because they couldn't fly in because the wind was so bad.
So they left late. They actually made it in a lot faster because the wind was at their back, and so they made it. They were going to spend the night somewhere and fly in this tomorrow morning, this morning. But because they made such good time, they just kept going. They didn't burn it through fuel and stuff. But the wind supposedly was bad. But my allergies, I've had a headache right here.
That always gets you like in the eye.
Or like if I put my finger in my eye socket, I can touch it. And it has been crazy.
That's the thing I miss most about pre-COVID, being able to stick your finger in your eye. Because then you got to go, where's this finger been?
No, I know before I can stick it in my eye. Shove it right up there.
Well, you've been in your house.
Peter's watching. He's like, tell me about the wind. That's Nina's husband, Peter.
I bet, man. It was windy last night, Peter. I would not want to be in a small plane.
And so they were flying. And poor Nina is like me. She gets air sick, which is like one little bump.
Oh, please tell me she takes Xanax, because that's the only thing that helps me.
I think she takes Xanax and Bonine and everything.
She's just like, oh, she's like dead. Peter's like, well, we drove around a storm. She's like, great.
Yeah, that sounds good.
She's like the grandma on TikTok or Christmas Vacation with the martinis, like hiccuping, but without alcohol. She's like, it's fine. Your little lights are twinkling, Peter.
Do another loop to loop.
Yeah, I cannot do the slightest little boop, and I'm like, yeah, that's me.
For me, it's the kind of drop and then the little side shift. I don't mind the actual rumbling. It's the
yes, it's the airdrop.
Yeah, it's like Tower of Terror, just like
Yeah, one time in El Paso, quick story, I got off a plane and the gate next to me, it was late night, our planes were delayed because of the storm. And the gate next to me, all these people got off white as sheets, quiet as all get out, and they all went to the only place that was open in the El Paso terminal to eat. And they had all these vouchers and things. And then I started listening to the people talking because I was in there, also to get a sandwich. And they had fallen like thousands of feet in a gap.
We had that happen once.
Yeah. Oh, it's never happened to me. And I'm like, oh, dear God, please don't. I mean, the little thing, that's what it is when you have the little turbulence. It's
I know. On a Southwest Airlines flight between Dallas and Houston once, we were going to Florida, and it was a storm came in. And, these Southwest Airlines pilots are like military. They're just like, just go for it, right? And we got it, and the plane was creaking. Everything was making noise. We were dropping. I go into my thing that I do to keep from being a total yak fest is that I will focus my attention on the little turn thing for the tray in front of me, and then I will either say the alphabet slowly or I will count to 100 forward and backwards over and over. It's like
that's smart
for me.
You have to cut, and people try to start talking to you like,
I know.
I'm focusing on the air on me. The air's going to be blowing directly in my freaking face.
My sweet husband thinks that he is helping me by
like, don't touch me.
He's like, I'm trying to distract you from being like
nope.
If I get drunk and then we get in like an Uber or something, I am always about to throw up, right? I've thrown up in and on his car so many times from this. So we were in an Uber once. It was actually after Arden's wedding ceremony or wedding reception. We were coming back and we get into this Escalade and we're driving back or whatever it was. It's one of these big things. And I knew it was on. And so I got the air thing just right in my face. And the other benefit of being tall is that you're closer to the air. just like right here. And Todd starts talking to me and I go, like, I'm just like, shut up, man. No.
What's crazy is I grew up on boats and I've never had that happen to me on a boat, or I've not gone sailing. That's a little bit more, but I've been on a cruise ship. None of that. But a couple of years ago when I went to a wedding, we went out on a catamaran. It was my idea. I was like, I want to go on a catamaran. I want to be on the net, the whole thing. And we went and we had a margarita on the way because they're like booze crews are passing it out, right? And we got to where we were going. And everyone else wanted to snorkel. I just wanted to lay out on the net. And I did. And then we started back, and that's when they served the lunch. And I was starving. But by the time the lunch came, I was like, and I'm sitting there staring at the horizon. I just remember everybody said, stare at the horizon, because we're like going like this.
You never look at the waves.
Oh, God. And I'm just like, and I'm dead eye focused, and it's hot and it's barreling down on me. And every once in a while, don't even look. I just grab my bottle of water and I'm just pouring it over my head. And Mark looks at me. He's like, are you going to be okay? And I'm like,
Well, at least you'd be feeding the fish.
I know. I was like, maybe if I would eat, I would feel better. So I looked down and they bring you this cute little tray with crackers and cheese. And I was like, and then they stopped. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And they stopped right outside of where we port, to go back in to let us out in this little swimming lagoon. Yeah. Well, as soon as the boat stopped and I got off and I jumped in the water, it was like that. I was fine.
Well, and the water
went away.
Usually too. It kind of shocks you after you've been hot.
And then I was starving and I'd already given back. The guy came back. He's like, Miss, you don't want your lunch? I'm like, take it away. Don't talk to me. No. Do you want another margarita? No, I don't. I was about to blow chunks, I swear to God, with 30 people on a catamaran. And I was like, this has never happened to me ever in my life. It was crazy. Yeah.
Blake is saying
deep sea fishing.
Don't ever fly with me. He's a former flight attendant. Don't ever fly with me because it gives me a case of the giggles. I almost got in major trouble when I was a flight attendant because he's giggling about the major turbulence. And Peter, I've flown with Peter once when we were this summer in Spartanburg, which is where Todd's parents live. He had a plane there that they flew out in it as well, and he took the kids up and he let the kids fly it a little bit, like obviously helping control. But he was there. I was in the back, but it was August, and we were low. Oh no, there was a whole lot of going on.
Yeah. But and what's crazy is I grew up, my dad's a pilot, just for fun, not for a profession. My dad, I grew up in Piper Saratogas and Cessnas. Grew up in them, and every time, blow chunks. I can't be in small aircraft like that. I cannot. I'd blow chunks every time, except for at nighttime. My dad would take me up to see the Christmas lights in California, and I was fine. But No, my dad would always want to fly us around everywhere, short little trips, and I'd barf every damn time.
We could drive in the car. Eric is actually talking about using the barf bags, and then he used one, and then 10 seconds later, his brother did. I mean, you can only imagine how thrilled the third person in our row was.
Yeah. Oh, that's happened to me once. We were actually in takeoff. I was just already sick that morning. I just didn't feel well at all.
I didn't think
the plane was still
things. That's crazy.
I've only had to do it once, and all I had drank was Sprite and eaten the pretzels. And I grabbed the little bag. Oh, actually, I got up, and the flight attendant was like, "Miss, you got to sit down. We're still climbing." And I was like, "I'm about to, you know." And she like hands me a bag, and I sit back down, and I open it up. My mom's next to me. I'm like, "Bleh," and I retched in it like 3 times, and then I was fine. But that's the only time I had to do it.
Do you say, "Miss"?
You fold it back down, and she comes and takes. I'm like, "Well, this is yours because you wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I was gonna throw it up in there, but yeah."
Diane saying deep sea fishing is the worst. I've never been deep sea fishing, but I've been on a boat out on the ocean, and that was enough for me. So,
see, I'm afraid I would get. Yeah, I've not been sailing, and I want to sail, but I'm nervous now because of the catamaran.
Yeah.
Yes, I see Peter's comment.
They just gotta do all of this anyway.
But they undulate. You know what I mean? It's the undulating. Yeah. It's the, you know.
Monica's saying start over again. She just got on.
Oh, Monica.
The podcast.
That's a lot
we just talked about allergies and barfing at this point. So you missed. We're moving on to other bodily functions. We'll talk about a little bit. Maybe some earwax thrown in there.
I see Peter's comment about, yes, the Saratoga. I just want to acknowledge it. Yes, Peter, I grew up with a dad who flew small craft. He was commercially rated in instrument and everything, all 3 ratings. But yeah, Piper Saratogas and Cessnas.
Yes. And Peter is a commercial airline pilot. He flies for one of the major airlines. So, and then he has these small planes that he has access to that he flies a lot too. Very, very good pilot.
I grew up in hangars. I know how it is. I grew up.
All of that. So, totally different subject. One of the things that I am missing so much this holiday season is the Neiman Marcus Christmas brunch.
I know.
Last year, I think I went 3 times. I was supposed to go with Eric, and Eric unfortunately had a flight that was delayed and couldn't make it. But our friends Craig and Jennifer were there also. So we had brunch there. I had it with you and Jen and Mark. Was he there? I think so. No.
I can't.
I don't remember.
No, it was it Pam and our friend Angie maybe, or no, Jen and Bill.
Bill for sure, and then me and you, and then some other people. And we did like a little Kardashian style photo at the end.
Yes.
That big chair.
The Santa chair.
And then I think I did it with someone else also. Like I just love that Christmas brunch so fucking much. The lamb chop, the lamb lollipop things, they're so good.
Oh, for me, it's the prime rib at the end with the horseradish sauce.
So good.
And the mac and cheese, the 5 cheese mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. I've done it for 15 years now, I think, at least.
Even the salads are a waste at most days. Their salads are so fucking good.
There. The chicken salad and the orange souffle. I tell people all the time, the gelatinous aspic.
Oh, and I just love the little consomme that you drink at the beginning.
Oh, the little, with the cheesy biscuit.
Yeah,
and the popovers with the strawberry butter.
Everything. I missed the brunch so much. It was actually your posts on Facebook about it that made me think about it.
I haven't seen any of my posts pop up yet, but I will, and I'll be sad.
Well, here's the thing about it, though. They're actually still open.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Which is completely ridiculous to me because it is an enclosed restaurant.
But they're probably setting people,
I don't know.
Far apart.
It's a bunch of old ladies in there, too. I mean, it is the average age, I would say, is... take the kids out, like when people show up with their kids, but for the adults, the average age is easily in the low 60s, right? So I'm thinking this is like COVID. Like this is round 2 of the vaccine group here. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I just couldn't do it this year. Well, we're not doing it.
I know. I looked it up because Pam was like, "Are we gonna?" Maybe with just a small group, but she even said your name. I was like, Cooper ain't going. He ain't leaving the house. But I looked it up, and they're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
One time, like 3 steps.
Yeah, I do miss it though. Eric says the broth and the prime rib. Yeah,
yes. And he also said the average age there is half past 10. Exactly.
Yeah, I always feel like the youngest people whenever we go, but I'm like,
and I think that Neiman's needs to be real careful about putting their best customers out to pasture too soon.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Okay, so along that line, so I know the Neiman's in North Park is closed altogether. They're letting people go to the Mermaid Bar.
Yeah.
Down on the first level, but I thought maybe we'll just go by and have some chicken salad. But their restaurant is closed, and it's been closed this whole time, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're not. So Pam and I, though, I haven't posted about it yet, so I don't even think I told you this. Last weekend, I really wanted to go see the Christmas decorations at North Park, but we've been really we're freaked out to be around people. So I called up and I said, "Are you guys still allowing the mall walkers, the concierge?" I called it the concierge, and they said, "Absolutely." So I was like, "Why don't we just go before anybody gets the mall didn't open till noon?"
Yeah.
At North Park, and I was like, "Then we could just walk around with nobody in it." And then she said, "Well, how about this?" She looked it up, and Italy was opening at 9 a.m. just for coffee and croissants, and everything else was closed except the grocery.
Yeah.
So we went and got there at 9 a.m. to Italy, got our little coffee, sat at the bar where they make the pasta, but all the other seats were put up. They let us sit there, yeah, sit down. There was nobody in there. We had our little coffee and our croissant, left, walked around, did our thing. Nordstrom was open by 10 o'clock. Macy's was open. Popped into Nordstrom, got an ornament because I have to get an ornament every year. Went back to Italy and had a little pasta bar right when they opened at 11. And right about the time we were done is where people started piling in just before noon. And we're like, we're out of here.
Out of here.
So, but we got to have our moment.
Reindeer,
we got to have it.
Stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was good.
The thing about the Neiman's, and by the way, when we say Neiman's, we're actually talking about the Neiman's downtown brunch.
Downtown.
The flagship downtown one has the brunch. That is fantastic. But
the Zodiac room.
Here's the other thing. I'll go and I'll have a 3 to 4 glass brunch, right? Glasses of wine. And suddenly I'm like, I'll have one of those. I'll have one of those. I'll find everything in the store.
Yeah, I think that's what they want you to do.
I think I bought Mason a $76 tube of cotton candy last year. I think so. It was it was like seven different flavors, 6 different flavors.
You did. I remember you buying that.
It was a long tube. It was like one of those tacky things that you see people in Vegas carrying the yard of margarita or whatever. It was like that for cotton candy. And it had popcorn flavored, traditional, cinnamon, bubble gum, all these things. But it was $76 for cotton candy, which cotton candy is literally just water
and sugar and air.
Air. That is the single most profitable thing they have in that store.
Well, you'll be happy. I went to look for you because we also went by Neiman's because I was like, damn it, I'm getting my ornament. Because when we go to have lunch, I always go and buy a fancy ass ornament. So every year when I do my tree, I get out all the Neiman's boxes and put my shit up. So we did go pop into Neiman's, and they did move the ornaments and all the stuff down to the first level back behind the makeup, and it wasn't crazy. So we did go buy an ornament. I went and looked for you up on the 3rd floor to see if they had those cakes again on discount. And they didn't have any of that.
Vodka cakes. Yeah. Sandy is saying shopping and wine, not a good idea. Oh, you have not done it.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Kerrie and I love doing. Kerrie and I will meet up at the Basile restaurant on the top floor of Nordstrom, which is a fantastic restaurant, by the way.
It's my favorite in the city.
Do all Nordstroms have this restaurant?
Not all, but some, and they're all the same.
Basile, all called the same thing. Fantastic restaurant for shopping or for eating, and then you go shop. You drink a little bit, and you go shopping, right? Every pair of Ferragamos I own, I bought on a shopping trip with Kerrie, including a pair of Ferragamo tennis shoes. Because you know what everyone needs is a pair of fucking Ferragamo black with suede highlights tennis shoes.
Wait, were those Ferragamo or were they the Balenciaga ones we got at Neiman's?
It's the Ferragamo. That's Ferragamo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My favorite shoes I did buy with you, and those are Ferragamo with the little bit thing.
The black ones you wore with your tux?
Yeah, I wear them with everything. So, that's good.
Well, I mean, it's like one of those things. We decide we're going to go day drink and have lunch and walk around North Park.
And we used to always do it when my kids would go on a camp out with Todd. There's this it's called Y Guides. It was through the YMCA, and then it became Oak Cliff Nation once the kid, I don't know, somehow it changed. But they go camping for the weekend. They live on Friday and they come back on Sunday. So one time Kerrie and I went to North Park, and we had lunch and dinner at North Park.
We're back.
And we saw a movie. Remember that?
We had all these bags. We're like,
yeah, and I think we called people to join us even for the movie.
Yeah.
We saw that fucked up movie that y'all liked because y'all don't have children, and I thought it was the worst movie ever.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
Tully?
Tully with Charlize
You were
Theron.
like, that wasn't funny at all.
No, where she basically has a mental breakdown because she's so exhausted from raising children. And everyone was like, oh, that was so touching. I was like, there was nothing good about that movie. That movie was the worst. Like, I hate it. Like, it was the worst. And then remember, she got into a three-way with herself and her other self and her husband somehow.
Yes.
And then somehow she turned into a mermaid at one point and saved herself.
It was weird.
It was
weird.
Fucked up movie. I was like, what? I was like, have I had too much to drink? Because then at the movie theater, you get the wine and it's $62 for a glass of it, but they do the double pour with the wine.
Yeah. The movie went off, and I was like, "Well, that was interesting." And Cooper was like, "That was horrible. It was real life."
Minus the three-way and the.
Yeah, he's like, I hated that movie. I was cracking up. I loved Anita's comment. I like your shopping methods. Hashtag slurp and shop. That is exactly what happens.
Slurp and shop.
And we miss being able to do that too at North Park. We do it once or twice a year.
Yes. And I've had lunch
to see us come
times with friends at Bazille that ended up with us calling our husbands to join us for dinner. Yes. You can only imagine how thrilled Dr. Parker, that's his husband, was.
Well, so Eric would agree. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite restaurant? Because I used to do PR for restaurants, and then I just like to try new restaurants. And I used to be embarrassed, but then I was like, screw it. It's really, my answer is Bazille at North Park. It's always consistent.
That's
it's always delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know what you're going to get every time. The things I've craved there are the same things I've craved for years. They've tried new dishes, and I've eaten those, and they're great too. It's so good. It's so consistent. And the best Caesar, in my opinion, in the whole city.
Caesar's so good. The calamari is up there. I think Cipollino has the best calamari. I think Capitol Grill has fantastic calamari as well. But I think Bazille has it with the peppers in it and stuff.
Yes.
So good. What else do they have that's so good?
They've changed things a little bit. They'll bring you at lunchtime. They bring you bread with butter, and at dinner they bring you bread with olive oil and olives.
Yeah.
But they used to give you the little squares of the Plugra butter. Now they bring you a dish with butter in it. But it still tastes like it's European butter. So maybe they're just buying it bulk
butter,
and cutting it now. But
it is.
Yeah, you can get European butter with your little. I can't explain it. It's just
one of my favorites. My favorite is probably Saloom. I love Saloom. That is, it's for the same reason. Super consistent. They've had pretty much the same menu with a couple of things that rotate in and out. Their mussels on top of French fries are like bomb. It's so good. It's an appetizer, but you can have it as your meal.
Here's a little something Bazille does that if you ever want to do it at home, it's not just for French fries, but when they serve their French fries, they serve it with this olive tapenade, which is just basically mayonnaise with Kalamata olives blitzed into it. And it's so good.
Aioli, whatever, yes.
Yeah, it's like an aioli, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, Capitol Grill for best gecko. I've heard that about Capitol Grill.
It has peppers, pepperoncinos, and
I like that.
I think mixed in it. It's so
good. Does Toulouse. Toulouse does that too. Their calamari is pretty good.
Yeah. Talking about drunk shopping, by the way, I'm a sucker for an Instagram purchase. And
as you know, I am as well.
You and I are the worst for each other. We're like, oh, did you see this? Get it. Let's see what it does. Let's see how it is. So back in fucking August, like I ordered this when we were at Todd's parents' house at the beginning of August. And when you visit Todd's parents, and who are here right now as well, you are either drunk or hungover the whole time. This is that's just how the family gatherings are. And so I'm on Instagram drunk. And I'm like, ooh, and I think someone sent this to me. So I ordered some silk pajamas that arrived today. Like I ordered this in August, early August, because my kids started school back on the 12th. So this was before that, August. And they arrived today. So this is totally some Chinese drop ship.
Is this the image you sent me of the dude in his pajamas and the cigar chair in the library?
Yeah, with his leg hung over the chair like every home.
Yeah, I was like, he's hot.
This is it's Averie. Avery. Life is full of commitments. Let one of them be you. So anyway, I followed up with them like 6 times, and they're like, "Sorry, we make them in small batches," and blah blah blah. So I'm opening this for the first time for you. Like I have not even looked at this. I'm hoping that
already that bag is sus because I'm like, that's small.
I know that's a lot of.
Oh, they are packed in there. Not even in a baggie.
No, it has a bag, it's in a bag. That's the
Oh,
pattern.
that's the bag. Okay,
It is a
got it. Oh,
really
that's
cute.
nice.
It is a really cute pattern.
Is it tigers? What is that?
It is tigers, leaping and prowling tigers. Oh, and their card says, "Hey, beautiful." You had me at "Hey, beautiful." Just a little thank you note from us. Thank you for your support and your patience. We hope you love these pajamas. Blah 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 blah. We're conscious, sustainable, so we don't do overproduction. Basically, meaning that's why you wait for forever for this shit.
Because we loom them when you order them.
Yes. Well, they're polyester. It's polyester silk, so it's not even like real silk. Which I guess I don't know. Is that real silk? How does that work?
Silk is silk. I mean,
Silk is
spun.
silk, yeah.
Spun silk, right?
So anyway, so they're really pretty. I mean, so far this is pretty, and I think
you gotta try them on.
My God, they are like tightly knotted here. By the way, I am in love with anything that has these safety pins on it that are
those little round bulbous ones that look like little penises.
Old
I love them.
I love them so much.
I do too.
My bandanas, when I order them, they come with it like that too. They
look like little balls, penis and balls.
Shafts, yeah.
Also, I love when things come like that with bags because you can use those when you travel, when we can travel again.
Yeah.
Throw your shoes in and throw them in your suitcase.
Oh, it came with spare buttons, so maybe I'm gonna not misjudge them. Avery Sleep, AVERIE sleep.com is their website. And I saw them on Insta. They were advertising. So obviously I've hit the caftans demographic now. I've hit the silk pajamas demographic now. What else is gonna happen? Let's see.
I'm trying to think of what else I've bought lately. I've sort of calmed down.
Cute.
Oh, those are cute.
Cute. Look. They're very, I've never had some before, so they are very, and some people sleep with satin pillows and stuff. I'm not one of those people.
Well, girls do for their hair and their, I've gotten one, but I haven't tried it yet.
Now, in the morning, and it is something crazy when I wake up. I woke up last night at 3 a.m. when they got here. Todd went and picked them up, and they got here. I walked out of the bedroom, and Nina goes, "Dear God," when she saw my hair.
You were like, "Hey, you must have been dead asleep. Did you wake up to go down there?"
No, yeah, I was dead asleep.
I'm surprised you were like, "I'll see you in the morning."
Yeah, the door chime that woke me up. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a deep V. I feel like I'm in a The King and I or something.
Those are cute though.
I've got them over my shirt, so I can't tell how they feel. But like they've got like the piping there. Oh, and these can roll down. I guess if you want to roll it down, you can. Just get the piping. How cute is that? I know.
I think those need to be your Christmas pajamas.
Seriously, and then the pants. I know I'll show you the pants, but they're a little sheer. Like I can see light through them. I don't know, but they're not okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this purchase.
Sandy says you need an ascot, yes, and a pipe.
This looks like something like that, right? And I'm also glad that they are not over. That said they were kind of trim, and trim is code for they're not gonna fit over your fucking
skinny. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The belly it pulls too much, but I like them.
Crystal just called you Tiger King.
Hey,
Tiger King.
Let me tell you, I ordered them so fucking long ago. Like Tiger King was all the rage back then. Still
true.
Why don't you put on one of your turbans to meet with your relatives at 3 a.m.? I think Princess Grace said that a turban is a busy woman's best friend. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting used to this long hair, y'all. I may have to do the Dolly Parton thing where she says on Still Magnolias where she just wraps it in a roll of toilet. I wash my hair once a week. I roll it in a toilet paper every night, something like that.
Now they make dry shampoo for that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get dry shampoo for real. Your hair's long enough.
I know. Okay.
Get dry shampoo.
Did you see my caftan yesterday?
Oh yeah, because I was like, you didn't tell me you ordered it. I sent it to you. I was like, look, Ross has got a caftan.
Yeah. Okay.
Because after your other caftan fiasco, you didn't like it, and I was like, oh, maybe you'll like.
I need an ascot to fill in the deep V, and then I have to start talking like this, like Mr. Howell.
It's gonna help you. Hey, is Todd gonna try to make handball now that your in-laws are here?
We still have some of it.
Are you serious? He hasn't eaten all that yet?
No, it was so big. It was wonderful, and we've been rationing it. So this is this is one thing I will tell you about Todd and his Germanness is the amount of discipline that the Germans have for like they're like, okay, we're gonna make this last 2 weeks, so we're gonna ration it. If you were ever caught like on a desert island or something, take a fucking German with you because don't take me because I'll be like, all those Cheetos. All the
Yeah, I'm gonna eat those.
First night, everyone's like, "Well, we're out of food."
Well, you guys should finish it this weekend because that's 2 weeks, and I mean the only thing that spoils in there is the green onion, but I don't know what that'll be after like 2 weeks. Yeah,
I don't know either. Well,
the rest is cream cheese and pecans, and the ham stays good for like a month. So
I get an upset stomach and lose a pound or two. So yeah. And Eric wants to do a month-long restaurant tour when life is
I saw
good
that.
again. I love that video. Dolly's. I can't not talk about Dolly. When life is good again, she has that video. I posted it a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
She wrote that song at the beginning of the pandemic. So good. Cry, cry, cry. And Sandy is recommending Dry Bar shampoo. Dry shampoo.
That's when I said you got to do the Dry Bar shampoo.
Dry
shampoo. That's my favorite.
I was so enamored with my pajamas that I wasn't actually listening closely.
I'm turning you on to a new beauty secret since your hair's long now.
Seriously, it is. Mm-hmm. I changed hair product today, and I feel like it's better today than it was yesterday. So we'll see. I'm figuring it out. Seymour,
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say you moved on to the world where you need Dry Bar shampoo now.
Yeah, I guess I'm not crazy about that. Mariah Carey is doing a RV road trip right now. She's been posting
on TikTok,
on the TikToks, Christmas decorated, all of that stuff. I'm just gonna tell you, you saw it here first, people. You saw it here first. It was Cooper, then Mariah Carey. Hers is a little
get it right.
Yeah, get it right. Hers is a little bigger than ours. Hers was like a full-on like tour bus, but still.
It's pretty though. She's got it all decked out for that. I was like, you need to deck out Bernadette.
I know. I barely got my house decorated this year, so I'm not sure that I would have the energy for that. Plus, the other issue is we got these punk-ass bitches here in my neighborhood that report you for everything. So we can only keep Bernadette for a certain number. You can't keep her on the street more than a night overnight. And we pull her in the driveway and get our cars out. So,
how do you even pull her in the driveway with your extensions?
We back it in. And we can actually put all the extensions out. We back it in at a certain angle, and we have we have that big car park kind of at the entrance of our 4-car garage has like this big.
Yeah, I was just thinking though that the entrance has got the 2 brick stanchions. I was like, man, how do you maneuver around that?
It has to clear that. It backs all the way up into the driveway. We've actually resorted to driving one of our cars across the grass. Todd will drive it very slowly. The Range Rover will just drive it really slowly across the grass, not to destroy anything to get out.
That's funny.
First world problems, I know. I'm just trapped in my 4-car garage driveway because our motor coach is blocking all the room, and we need to get our Range Rover out and go somewhere. I mean, send your donation, Sally, to Sally Struthers and to me, please. Save the children and save me from myself, please.
Have you figured out which bitch-ass neighbor was?
We're pretty
obviously jealous.
No, we're pretty sure that we know who it is because a lot of people are getting reported, and this one name comes up over and over and over again. And she's just this very bitter, unhappy person who I think she tried to do something and then she was denied by the neighborhood association, and now she's just lashing out at everybody. But
did she come to your reindeer erection last year?
No, she did not. She was not invited. Maybe that's why. Maybe she's pissed at me for that. But she's just not in the A crowd. But the city came back by early this week, or maybe late last week. I can't remember when it was. And they were like, what the fuck's this? Okay, no, we're throwing it out. So they're going to close the case. So all good.
Oh, my God. What a waste of taxpayer money.
Seriously. Even they are like, why am I here? We're going to load that bitch up in my truck and drive to actual parts of town where there are problems. They didn't use the B word, but they basically said that. So,
yeah.
And Sandy says I need a GoFundMe for the world's funniest condom commercial.
That's funny.
So By the way, Kerrie, you wanted to talk about, we brainstormed a little bit before so that we're a little bit prepared. You wanted to talk about domains or something.
Oh, I just Cooper had taught me this thing. When I see funny stuff on TikTok, I send it to Cooper. But I saw something today where the guy's name was, what was it, Cooper? Fat gay best friend or something like that, or fat gay friend.
Something like that.
Yeah, or gay fat friend or something. And the guy likes selling T-shirts. He's got funny little whimsical stuff. And when I see stuff like that now, because Cooper taught me about Google domains.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know about this, if you already have a Google account, you can literally just go on Google domains and like in the course of 2 minutes. You look for a domain. If it's available, just buy it. And it automatically, $12 a year, something like that. And it automatically renews every year.
And by the way, the number one hint I have to people is buyyourname.com.
I bought my name. Mm-hmm.
And your kids' names and the nations thereof as insurance. Like I own CooperKoch.com. I own ToddKoch.com. I own that poor actor, that aspiring actor, Cooper Koch. I'm sure he hates me. But
Frankie.
I own ClaireKoch.com, Mason. I own ClaireandMason.com, just as insurance in case anything comes up. Because we've seen like these politicians and stuff where they start getting a high public profile, and then someone buys that domain and then makes it into some garbage site about nasty shit. So
anyway. Hey, settle down. Frank's is all.
Thank you.
So you taught me about Google domains. So now my evil eye, or my, hey, I'm on a show. She's worse than your kids. Now when I see things that I think, oh, that'd be a great domain name. So I saw this guy, and I went and looked, and he had bought the domain. So I was like, bloop, 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 purchased. Because like he's gonna go looking for that domain pretty soon. Because now he's selling merch and all kinds of stuff.
I know.
Like you have this under your social, but you don't have the domain, which is funny because that's also the issue that I'm in. So what I wanted to ask the group, if anybody has experience.
You're the preacher. You're preaching to the choir.
I'm preaching to my own choir because and Cooper will tell you this. Years ago when I first met Cooper, I have been trying to get, so I have food-sparks, food-sparks.com. Foodsparks.com has never been available, but I have all of the social media platforms in that name.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooper and I both were trying to get, when he wanted to get this Cooped Up, he and Cooped Up, and the same, whatever the big conglomerates are that buy all these domains, they're companies that do this. Turns out the company held both of our domains. And so they quoted Cooper the same price they quoted me, which was around $2,500. And I was like, that's bullshit.
I did not pay that.
Cooper did not. He paid a lot less than that.
I did pay $750 for it, though.
But my argument is Cooped Up is a much more common domain. And I've
especially
emailed
during the pandemic.
And I've emailed them 2 or 3 times and tried to get them to let go of mine for cheaper, and they just won't come off the price. So I've heard about domain brokers, and if anybody has an experience with that, or you've got somebody that I should talk to, just drop it in the chat. Because
price that they're wanting you to pay.
The $2,500, they still won't come off that price. No, they won't come off of it. I've been emailing them like 3 or 4 times, and I finally just left it. And they came back to me, and then I pinged again. I was like, yeah, I've already talked to somebody, and they're like, yeah, that's the price. So I'm like, I'm not paying $2,500 for something that's not a common,
Yeah.
So they've had it for years. They've had it the whole time. Remember, when I first started working for you, I tried to get my domain, and these people had it. So I don't want to pay $2,500 for it. So I've been looking up. There's such a thing as domain brokers where you pay an $85 fee. Let them broker it for you. Because here's the deal: nobody's going to buy that website from them because I have all the social platforms, but also I have all the social platforms, so they know I want it.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a rub, right? It's a rub.
Like I even own the trademark. I literally own the trademark Cooped Up. Which I think
and that's the one thing I haven't done is I need to go do the trademark, but that's why I picked up all the other stuff in it, because if anybody else comes out to try to take it, I've got all the social stuff and I've had it for years. So if anybody knows anything about that, domain brokering or anything like that, drop me a note, because I need to just get the shit done, and I haven't. This year I was going to do it, and I haven't done it.
Poor guy, this big gay friend, whatever, fat gay friend, gay fat friend, whatever it was. If you watch the video, he's like, he has a website, but it's a subdomain of something else, and he's so lacking in this cracks me up about anything, just not just him, it just reminded me of this. www. blah blah. Who says www anymore?
Yeah, who says anymore?
No one says that anymore. Just go to coopedup.com. I would never go to www. I'm not gonna spend 10 seconds saying that.
Yeah.
But he was totally doing that. This whatever it was at bigcartel.com or something like that.
Well, you have trained me though now because of Google domains. It's so easy. So now when I see like you guys a couple months ago were like doing the Kerrie knows, I went and bought kerrieknows.com. I
Yeah.
went and grabbed it. You know, just anything like that where you think of it, like go and get it. Because I'll give you an example of a local
I own so
architecture firm here in Dallas whose website was psp.com. Well, when Sony came out with the PSP,
uh-huh.
they made a chunk of change on that.
Oh, I bet.
Like a huge chunk of change. They bought their website. So you never know.
Crystal,
You never know.
she knows someone through work. You talked to her before you
Okay.
broker. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job. And
I will reach out to you.
You also mentioned something about Twitch. I thought.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get on. So my boyfriend is so sweet, and he's a gamer, and Twitch is more for gamers.
Yeah,
but
I've seen it for watching Twitch.
Yeah, the kids watch, the people play games on it, but their food and drink section has been really gaining popularity. Well, if you didn't see the news on Monday, Amazon just bought Twitch for a cool $972 million. And so my boyfriend's been trying to get me. He's like, you need to get on Twitch and do these live streams of you cooking. Like you need, to the point where he's already spec'd all the IT equipment, all the rigging and everything. So he's like really pushing me to do this. But I'm
media
like, I feel
empire, media.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get my website done. So now I feel pressure to get all this shit done, right? And I need to open up my Instagram, which is what you were saying earlier. It's been on private because of just when I worked in PR, I didn't want people following me because I cuss like Cooper and I say what I want to say and do what I do. So I just locked it down so my clients wouldn't see it. But now I want to switch it. I want to do my own personal page and move all that stuff over to the personal page and open up the Food Sparks publicly. So anyway, just trying to get my shit together, people.
Leah's coaching you.
Yeah, she's like, I swear if you say try. So yeah.
You mean do it? Don't try to do it?
Yeah. She's like, stop it. Stop. Just do it. So yeah, anyway, all of this kind of culminates.
Yeah. Just buy the fucking domain instead of a Louis Vuitton purse.
Well, I when I know I can get something though for a better deal, that's what grinds my axe. I'm like, no, you guys are just. If I feel like I'm being hassled, or I'm like, I'll walk away because I'm like, I'll figure out how to get it at a better deal. You can ask Leah. You can ask anybody that knows me. I'd never pay retail for hardly anything unless it's something I really want.
Never.
Even my Louis, I bought it in London because I got it for $1,300 cheaper than the U.S.
I've wondered about that. Like, could you fly to London and just buy one and come back?
You could. Yeah. But my ticket was paid for because I went for work, so I just went Terminal 5.
I was drunk at the Heathrow Airport, that Terminal 6?
Terminal 5.
Where it has all the luxury stuff. I was waiting to connect to a flight. I'd come off of a flight from Dallas, and I was waiting to connect to Amsterdam to go on vacation with Todd, who was already there speaking at a transportation conference. Because, he's baller like that. And so I was alone, and suddenly I walk out of Harrods with a new Zegna jacket and an Armani scarf and some shoes. And Todd's like, where'd you get all that? I'm like, oh, I just picked it up at the airport.
Yeah, no big deal. The duty free at Terminal 5, guys, I bought a Gucci bag, and this was a year ago, and I'd had a really good year at work, and it was my present to myself, my Christmas. And I bought a Gucci and a Louis, and compared to US prices, I saved about $2,000.
Well, they were busy.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, people buy it all the time.
We're doing Christmas tonight, actually, because Peter has to go back tomorrow. And so we're doing our Christmas, so as soon as the sun sets, it's still a little bit light outside. As soon as the sun sets, we all we'll get a little drink. We'll go open presents.
Now, are you doing all the presents, or are you doing
we're just going to do it all. We're going to do it all tonight. It's just easier than just messing with it. We're doing it all, and then we start cooking dinner. And we're doing beef tenderloin with potatoes and spinach and some other stuff.
Wait, you're gonna open presents and then cook dinner?
Yeah, well, yeah. This is the rub with the Koch family Christmas. I love it, but we eat at like 11 o'clock on Christmas.
I was gonna say beef tenderloin
because we've not even started preparing the food yet. So we're gonna do a full open, hang out, and then start cooking.
I couldn't be at peace opening my presents. I'd be like, I need to be marinating something. I need to be doing the dough or whatever.
Gone to bed where I've been like, I'm just too tired to eat dinner, and I've just gone to bed. I won't do that tonight. The wine is actually making my headache feel a little bit better. Maybe it's alcohol.
Well, I'm not going anywhere for Christmas. I'm staying here.
Yes.
My boyfriend doesn't have off. He's a police officer, so he often has to work the holidays unless they land on his automatic days off. So what he is doing is when he gets off of his shift tomorrow, which is like in the afternoon because he starts early, he's going to bed to sleep, and then he's going to get up and come here so he can be here just before midnight so we can have Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Oh.
And then he goes to work at like 4 a.m. So he's like, if you take a nap, would you just want to stay up and I'll come at midnight? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we're going to hang out from like midnight to 4 a.m.
That's awesome.
And open gifts to do it. We might go drive around and see the lights, which would be great because there'll be no traffic.
No traffic. If they're still on, hopefully they're still on. We leave ours on all the time. So
they tend to do that around here too. So
and Blake and dinner can wait. The bottles have been popped.
Leah says I'm making a French onion pork loin as we speak. God dang it, girl. I'm gonna tell you somebody who's been cooking through the whole COVID. It's this girl. Baking bread, making tamales, making all sorts of different foods from different locales and regions. I'm like, girl, you are worldly.
Yum.
She's making all kinds of things.
I got a cookbook for my birthday, the Ina Garten
the comfort foods.
What was it?
The new one?
Yeah, Modern Comfort Food or something.
Modern Comfort Food. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good book.
Is it? Okay, I've only flipped through it a little bit, but they have a green vegetable spaghetti carbonara.
Yes,
fantastic. I love spaghetti carbonara. I love making it. I love eating it. I love wearing it. Like it is so good. It is like the grossest, fattiest pasta ever, but I love it.
So I had that at Italy on their pasta bar. Yeah. I had the carbonara, which, by the way, they bring you just these little round brass dishes with, it's inside. It's fancy, or not fancy, but it's like Italian. It's not a lot, but it's all you need.
Oh, carbonara!
It's so rich.
Too much, you are disgusted with yourself.
Oh, it was so good. So if you ever go to when you go to Italy, you'll come to sit at the pasta bar and get their carbonara.
I love spaghetti carbonara so much. Oh, and Judy is saying, "Oh, it's so romantic."
I know.
I know. Spending both Christmas Eve and Christmas together within 4 hours. That's like a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie or something. Like the career girl dating the cop who's too busy protecting the citizens of the small town, and so they can only do this one little ceremony. So they set up all these candles at midnight and have this great ceremony. Like it's awesome. Yes, it's totally. You're like
it's so silly.
You're like, except for the candles, blah 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 blah. Presents, maybe a little, and then like.
Well, and he knows I like surprises because I'm like that kid that never opened my presents because I don't want to know beforehand. I love Christmas and I love opening things. So he's been like revving up my gift. Like he's like, you're never gonna guess it, and then he'll like not give me hints, but then he'll talk about. He's made like apparently the gift can't come. It's gonna be late.
Yeah.
Like it's some custom sort of thing. It actually won't be here till February. So he has made me a mini mock-up of it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's all I know is that he made it. Yeah,
he's a good guy.
He's very good.
So Todd, one of the things he's upset at me about, and Nina as well, about I have ruined the predictability of Christmas in the Koch household because it used to be that they would make a Christmas list, and it was like the parents were like, okay, we're going to buy you, make it worth about $350. And they would literally make a list and it's like, this all adds up to $350, go, right? And they knew exactly what they were getting in advance. I was like, well, that's bullshit. That's not a Christmas list.
No.
Christmas list is literally supposed to be everything you want. Boom, 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 50 things, right? And when I first sent my Christmas list, it was in an app at the time. Now we just do it all within Amazon. To my mother-in-law, Todd was like, Cooper, that's obnoxious. You can't send my mom a list of 50 things. She was like, I love this because I now get to shop for you and pick different things that I think you might like. Yeah. It's just like, and it's a surprise because you generally know what you asked for, but you don't know what you're getting exactly, right? Like that. Well, Todd and Nina were like, because we knew exactly what we were getting so we could plan around it. Plan our purchase.
What? No.
Stuff. Yeah. So I was like, and I like that too. I like the surprise of it. And I keep a Christmas list year round because I've said this before. I pity anyone who has to buy me a present. Anyway, because I'm hard to buy for, first of all. Secondly, my birthday is 11 days before Christmas. And so I feel badly for people who have to do that. So
I keep lists of friends and him too, but like stuff they say throughout the year, I just keep in my little notepad in my phone, the little app. I just keep their name
I
and
use
keep
Google
stuff in the
Keep for
list.
that, and I do that with the kids too. So
Yeah.
are you asking
the
me to
same
come?
thing.
Is that what you're doing, Claire? Mason?
Hey,
Time? Okay, I'm being told it is time to go because they want their presents. Because now it is officially Christmas.
They're like, it's dark.
We've gone from Christmas Eve to just, it's fucking Christmas night. So, alrighty.
Well, have a lovely Christmas Eve, a lovely Christmas Eve, and an
Thank
even
you.
more special Merry Christmas.
And I'm going to wear my pajamas tomorrow, I think.
Oh, nice. I think you should.
Oh, they're so soft. And Eric is saying that his nephew and niece sent super long list, and he bought the most expensive one on each.
Yep.
Favorite uncle.
Knows how
Favorite uncle.
Smart. I mean, it's kind of like a wedding registry. I've done that with my dad for years. He's like, send me your Amazon list. And he just buys everything on it, you know.
So everyone, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend of festivities and whatever you're doing. I will not be here tomorrow or Friday, so I will see you on Monday. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Y'all.
Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Yes. So
happy holidays.
Y'all have been a wonderful part of 2020 for me. Kerrie, I feel like I actually see you more now than I did before. Every week.
True.
And we text all the time. All of you have made friends. Some friends who I've never met in person before, I've made through all of this. So thank you very much. I'm not going to make myself cry right now because I can't do that. But Merry Christmas, everyone. I love you. It's very true. I love you. You are loved. It's important that you know that. Whatever you're doing this Christmas, know that this is just a temporary Christmas. It does not mean that you're alone. It doesn't mean you're lonely or anything like that. If that's your case, I've seen people talk about that. So it just means that you can't do it right now. So thank you for this, and I will see you on Monday for another episode of Cooped Up Live. And don't forget, if you want to listen on the podcast, it's on all the major platforms. Just search